Well, the 2026 tractor pull is going to start in about a half hour. I'm here a little bit early, and lots of tractors are showing up. Some spectators are waiting. Looks like there's some weigh-ins happening. So I'm going to walk over there and look at some of the tractors before things get going. Here we got it's like a freshly restored co-op set up for pulling, of course. We got a lot of extra weights there. NIH. Got an Oliver here and a John Deere. I'm sure some of these tractors were here last year. Well, these folks come every year. Model 70 John Deere. Some Internationals 560, 1406. Case 800 here. Another case. Uh, 806, okay, that's what that is. 806 here. Yeah, 1406. 806, 1206 diesel, Farmall H. Nasty Ferguson 35 from the Schwanke Museum. Wonder what those tires are filled with. Liquid something. Never seen one of these before. Massey Harris, I've seen this one at this show before. Farmall H. It's an M. Looks like we got a good turnout here. Another M. Another Massey Harris, I think. 560. A couple of 560s. I like the narrow fronts for these old-time pulls. Moline 445, and I think that's what they call the 5-star because it's got 5 stars on the hood. Yeah. G6. I think that's the one that was here last year, maybe? Maybe. I had a wide front on it though. Yes, I think it is the same one. That thing pulled a lot of power, but it didn't have enough traction. Moline G1000. UB on propane. Is that an R or a Z? No, it's a ZB propane tractor. Aftermarket wide front. UB on propane, another one. Another 5-star. 706.
Pit meeting in 5 minutes. Gotcha.
880 diesel. 2 880 diesels. Rained 4 inches here a couple days ago, so I don't know how wet the track is. It was pretty dry around this area, so it needed rain. I haven't really seen things be too muddy though. Super MTA 560, 460. Looks a little damp down there, but it doesn't look like a mud hole. A lot of spectators getting ready here, setting up. There's an H Farmall. Two-cylinder here. Alright, we had another M over here. Yeah, definitely a little bit of mud in the out here. It's not bad though. Oh, that golf cart has got a blue cloud. And we got a Farmall M or two of them over there. Alright, that's a tour of all the tractors for the show, or the pull. Yeah, this H has the old K&N filter. What a Massey here. Massey bad news here is. Ah, that doesn't look factory. Looks like it's. Yeah, that's a custom-made thing, appears. Yeah. The sled is over here. Okay, I was wondering what was on these. These are empty clipboards for now. So this is the sled. So as this goes down the course, the back gets pulled up to the front, thereby causing more weight on the sled part, therefore more friction. It looks a little wet here. I think they're having a discussion down there on the rules and what have you. Oh, a little picnic area over here. Weigh scale there. Alright, it's not bad right now. It's like upper 70s, slight breeze. The sun is warm. They're hooking up the first tractor.
Well, yeah. Well, there is, by the time it comes
We're getting ready to go here, I think. Maybe not. I'll probably miss it.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lake Lillian Fire Department Fire Relief Tractor Pull this year. I am Rob Vanderhagen. I used to do this quite a few years ago, and then I got bit by a snowmobile bug, and now I don't do it anymore. So this is kind of exciting for me. I haven't been here for a long time. I still have nightmares about this track. Chuck Molitor used to take way too much pride in building this. It was one of the toughest pulling tracks we ever ran across. So hopefully today, without further ado here, we'll get her going. Hopefully Mother Nature didn't soften it up too much, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty good pulling track today.
Yeah, I'll just say hi later. That guy, I went to high school with him. Haven't seen him for years.
So I talked to both of them for a little bit. So it's kind of a... The brown one or the gray one now. It's on quarter at 6 a little bit. I don't think it's weird where the guy
All right, first up today we got Joe Schumacher on a 41 Massey. Little 101 Super, 3,500 pounds. under 268 and a quarter feet. That's pretty good.
49 Farmall H coming up second. Green track. Hopefully not as far as that last one.
All right, Dave finished up with a 204.56. 207 just threw this one together in the third pole. Now you got a little light on the front end.
Well, I wonder if they'll try again later with more weight. He had some weights on there. It looks like a completely stock tractor though. No place to get home weights.
Alright, coming down the track now on a beautiful little farm LC. We got Colin Cake friggin' bring. We got his front end coming up a little early too. Let's see if we can make it.
Don't have enough speed up here.
Nope, we'll go back, we'll throw a little more weight on there, we'll get it figured out.
I heard him say he got nervous and pushed the clutch in. That would do it. That would do it. We got this co-op coming now.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here's our hometown folders today. Starting out our 4,500 pound class, Crazy Chuck Mauer.
Oh, it's shut down.
And this beautiful case track with, oh, we got a co-op. Co-op in the green today.
Still moving. Still moving. Right up to the end there. You need more weight in the front.
Well, talk about getting every little bit you could out of it. That's experience right there. Making every bit again. Alright, coming down the track right now, we got Joe Schumacher on it, 48, Master 44. See what he can do.
a lot of track down there. He spun out finally.
Holy cow, he is just short of 300 feet, 299.86. That is a pretty good pull. Alright, this one's a little tough to read, but I'm going to guess this is a Burmeister coming. Another massive. Well, that was close. 298.94. 1 foot shy.
Getting that little Massey Ferguson hooked up now. Curious to see what that thing's going to do.
All right, here comes Ron Winter on a 67 Massey Ferguson 135. With the 2-liter truck.
He's doing pretty steady there. I'm not sure why he quit, but
All right, Rod, that was 224.7 on a 49 Farmall H. Here's some weight on it. See what he does this time.
pretty well.
Dave. That wasn't too bad. 283.55. 283.55. Here comes Jason Northwood again on his Super Series.
.45M in the 4,500 pound class. So here we got a couple of standard trend McCormick's. What are these, like a W series, I think. They're not from around this area. You never saw standard tread tractors, because this is all row crop country. These would have been what they used to call wheatland tractors, because they're from, you know, Kansas, South Dakota, Nebraska, places where they grew a lot of small grains but no corn and so on in rows. So the axles are fixed, you can't adjust the wheel spacing. Yeah. Standard, it says right here. I'm assuming this had a W something there. I don't know enough about these to know what they are. There was like a W4 or W6 maybe. Sure.
The shaft would turn just fine, but then you put it under load and it would slip and get out of time.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you don't want out of time. That's bad. Doing pretty good there with the VB Moline. Right, depending on what it is. Yep. remember ever seeing one of these around when I was growing up either. Molines, yes, but not one of these. Still going there. Still going. He's still going. Ah. He kept going. He kept going and going. Yeah, I think this is a different olive than the other one. Very similar though. Hey, I know if I was driving and the front end started coming up, I'd probably panic a little bit. But there's nothing, you know, everything's a compromise though.
Trouble I've noticed with the skid loaders is if the bucket's off at all, you can't get out of the cab.
True.
If you want to lift up some wood or something.
Another Moline here. It's doing pretty good there. It's gonna run out of track. Yeah, you almost ran out of track if you didn't.
288.58.
They had those crates of electrical stuff there at one year. Yeah. Well, this guy's got an MM t-shirt on, so he should know what he's doing. Something like that. Doing pretty good there. Finally spinning out now.
$301.15.
Wow. Nobody would know what that stuff is except me. Looks like slow and steady here. You can see those tires really digging in. I don't know, I think you needed more gas. Could have kept going there. Another Moline here, a propane one. Doing really good. Alright, finally get some new tractors going. Been a lot of repeat runs here. Got a John Deere 70. At least I would. I'm not in that kind of shape
I
anymore.
got them little purples, the heaviest one weighs about 20 pounds. That's
Okay.
all,
My back's killing me just from standing around here now.
Oh, sure.
A little smoky there.
It didn't help much in that.
Yeah. Alright.
You gotta get her out past 267 feet to claim Vic program. Let's see if we can do it.
getting some of these standard tread tractors going. It says the W6PA. Gears there.
244.56.
They said this was the last tractor at the 6,500 pound class. It's 1949 W9 McCormick. So they'll be moving on to some little bit bigger tractors after this one. Grinding it. Tires are really digging in. Moving now.
$249.95 for Logan. And that was the last score for the 6,500 pound class. First place looks like it's going to Jody Burmeister, 286. Dave Boostman at second place at 283. And third place coming into the 274 is Ivy McLean on that UB propane.
First pull for the 7,000 some pound class.
This is Don Harrison.
Case tractor here. think I might pack it in here. I've been here for 3.5 hours. I'm pretty tired of standing around. And it's pretty warm out in the sun. So they're getting to the bigger tractors now, but very slowly. They add weights to them and rerun the same tractors, put in a different weight class. There's only a couple larger tractors around here. So I might just pack this in here in a little bit. I think the spectators are maybe thinned out a little bit too. It's not a hot day. Put mine in the shade, but hot sun is hot. Alright, I think I am going to pack it in. I've got few things I need to get done here in the next hour, so I better leave and go do that. Otherwise, pretty good tractor pull. Not terrible weather. I think last year it was cloudy and misty, so it was cooler. And I want to say the start time of this event was later. This was at 11 o'clock, and now it's about 2:45. I thought it started earlier in the morning than the prior years. But we're gonna get in the old Ranger and head back to the farm.